Hey everybody! Welcome back to Northernlion Plays Abiding Rise of Attractor Plus. Kind of just doing some victory laps right now. I don't know, do I really want to do a whole third save file? Possibly, but maybe not at the exact moment at which we hit 1,001%. RVGVNF21. With Forget Me Now, which is actually a really nice get. There's always like, you know, you might take issue with the fact that I kind of think Forget Me Now is an okay turn one, or well, not turn one, sorry, two different games going on here, but an okay first floor item. In the end, it gives you one extra floor. The floor is small. These are the bonuses right here. And you don't need to spend a key to go to your item room. If we're key rich, or at least we have like 2 or 3, we might want to use it on the second floor so we have another dice roll at getting a deal with the devil. And I think it's another 100% chance. So really, that's probably like our #1 priority, but we'll see is what I'm trying to get at here. We'll see. I will take technology too. I was looking at our stats. Our damage... You fool. I didn't think it could fit through the side, but if I didn't think it could fit through the side, then why was I shooting in the first place? I don't have a defense to that accusation I've just levied at myself there. What I do have is a good opportunity to try something like that on for size. I'm not gonna say that's worth a penny, but it's not too terrible. So why go for Technology 2? Well, I really feel like Technology 2 is a lot like a worse version of Odd Mushroom. And it's a little bit like philosophical or Zen. But maybe the opposite. It's maybe overly analytical. But they both come with a damage downgrade and essentially a rate of fire increase. Now, Technology is not explicitly a rate of fire increase, but the fact that it hits multiple enemies thanks to piercing is basically kind of in the same vein. That's my philosophy on the subject. Sure, why not? Because I don't even really know what it does, and maybe we can learn something. Now, the minus, 30% damage or whatever we get out of this is absolutely horrendous, and the fact that we have 1.67 damage with a 10 rate of fire is just god-awful. But the fact of the matter is, in any situation, I will take Skinny Odd Mushroom. Technology 2 does not fit that same bill. There's a lot of situations in which I will ignore Technology 2, but this is not one of them. I think the juice is worth the squeeze here. I know it's an expression I probably say a little bit too much, but I think it's a good idiom. It's a flavorful way of describing whether or not something was worth doing in the first place. It's very important, because in every video game, especially when you play it for long enough, what you should do is obvious. If you really want to do your due diligence, what you should do is obvious in most situations. At least once you played for, 2,200 hours or whatever. But is it worth it? Because the squeeze is the work involved. Sometimes it's going to be worth it, sometimes it's not, It's an expression I like. I'm not sure if you noticed that based on the 400 times I've used it in the past 20 videos, but... Okay. We are one hit away from death. If we think we're gonna die, which I don't think we are, but we should just... Wow! I'm embarrassed. I was just gonna say hit the spacebar real quick. So why did we die there? Well, first off, I just ruined my deal with the devil chance. But that... great benefit as well. We died because I'm stupid and I went to that self-sacrifice room. That's not IAA certified. But if I'm gonna lose a run, I'd rather lose it a minute in. It's actually much easier for me. I'm more disappointed because I love starting with Forget Me Now. Cool items that sort of like tilt things in our favor without explicitly giving us a huge advantage. Mind you, Straw Compass, not disappointed in where we're at right now. Don't shoot the messenger. I don't like D Infinity as much as I think I like the straw. We get the D, and feel free to take that out of context. Let's be honest, I owe you one. We get the D all the time. It doesn't have to be the D Infinity, but we get the D Infinity fairly frequently as well. And, when we get it, I tend to use it, but I like the straw. Good crowd control, or AoE. I always forget, are AoE and crowd control the same thing or polar opposites? I never remember. There we go. grab this real quick. I'm disappointed in that first loss, but we're moving on, you know? We didn't lose much time, at least. And if I'm not free to take damage and lose a run that I definitely should not have lost pretty much immediately after getting 1,000,001%, then what am I free to do? Is a man not entitled to the sweat of his Zane? I ask you these questions, mostly to deflect from the fact that I played pretty badly right there. Explosivo's good. Can be good, I should say. It's not an amazing item if we lose the aura bonus that at the present moment has given us an incredible amount of rate of fire relative to where we should be, and you are essentially dead. It's a really good start. Not really trying to... Can you believe it? Not really trying to rush through these rooms, but, I mean, we went to the Curse Room, 2 item rooms, killed 2 bosses, and got to deal with the devil already. And now we got another Curse of the Labyrinth. But this is a bit more of a delicate situation. 1 item away from becoming Guppy. Mercifully, the 67% deal with the devil chance. Pretty good for us. Enough keys to sort ourselves out. So, methodology for this run is very simple right now. On any... Oh, never mind. On anything that's a spawner, land a single explosivo shot on it, and then vacate. Because now, you know, especially with the aura loss, you kind of look at this and you go, I'm not really convinced. Dude, I hit you with that. Yes, I did. Okay. You know, the 10 rate of fire, 2.73 damage. All of a sudden, you're wondering, how did he make it through that floor so quickly on the last floor? And I don't really have a good answer to you, if I'm being honest. Luck downgrade, luck upgrade. As long as you preserve that 0.69, I'm a happy man. We could get Guppy's head, so I think it's worth a shot here. Even if we got Guppy's head, I think I'd continue to roll the straw. They both kind of have the same benefit, you know, they scale with damage. We didn't get Guppy's head, but we got the ability to fly an Eternal Heart that will doubtlessly lose. And sack of sacks. Been too long, I'm glad to be back. Yeah, there it goes. I don't want to say I told you so, but I did it. I freaking told you so. There's no, well, there is some defense for that. The only defense you need is to look at my stats right now, and you'll realize why we're going to take some damage in the process here, but still a little embarrassing. You know you're in a bit of a weird position when you're trying to use Guppy's hairball to deal really any amount of damage. It actually worked out real nicely there, but the more kills we get with it, the bigger it grows. But most of the time, dare I say it? Is he going to say it? The juice tends to not really be worth the squeeze, is all I'm trying to say. So we used all of our keys, but considering the rewards gleaned, probably worth it. Just keep Explosivo. There you go. You land Explosivo on any enemy, you don't need to shoot them anymore. They're probably done. It's another... Oh, it's a luck up. I thought it was a luck down. I am foolishly trying to use Guppy's hairball. I don't know. What I'm thinking, really, is even though the item is notoriously kind of not really worth that much, maybe in this unique situation where our damage ain't all it's cracked up to be, great dodge there, by the way, if we can... Does it have a maximum size that it can... Does it have a maximum size that it can grow to? Because if not, we could get this thing, like, to astronomical highs. And the lowest lows, with the windows down while this run's guiding you home. Yeah, that's a Postal Service reference. In my Isaac, it's more likely than you'd think. Tomo! They will hear you meowing from outside. Can you please come in, boy? They'll say. Everything you see perfect, it already makes its own joke right off the cut there. Wow, I'm just like literally dodging into like every attack that you could ever imagine here, huh? Very lucky for the straw, without which we would probably be compromised to a permanent end, to quote John Cena. Bum friend. not particularly strong. I think this is as large as we can actually get Guppy's hairball here. Oh, there's a little bit. He was like a laser. He was like a single quark fired across the scope of the entire universe. How am I supposed to deal with that? I can't. What do I look like? A large hard-on collider? You should ask your mother about that one. Because she's a physicist and she would correct my mispronunciation. Why? What'd you think I was talking about? It's good, but I think, need to go for broke. And, I mean, I've taken eyeball tears enough that I don't need to apologize. If we had a better rate of fire, we'd go for it, but with where we're at right now, you know, I think I kind of owe you, to be honest. Let's go with what is essentially like a carbon copy of our earlier run. No damage, but at the very least, we got piercing shots, right, Ruka? He didn't answer, did he? Please. The good thing going for this run right now, because I've essentially created just a nightmare for myself. The good thing about this run right now is the fact that I mean, we're one item away from becoming Guppy, which with Tech 2 is actually like a recipe for success. And I'm not talking about a long Emerald Legacy recipe. I'm talking about a 30-second Facebook recipe. Today's generation, they don't have time for that, you know, Giada de Laurentiis takes 45 minutes to make a baked chicken breast with a bread pudding for dessert, okay? They're all about that 30-second baked tater tots, shred cheddar cheese on top of it, put some bacon bits in there, sorted cheddar cheese bacon bits. My classic recipe. That's not an anti-millennial bit, okay? I'm not a generational traitor. I support millennials in all their endeavors. But you do have to make fun of, like, we have to make fun of ourselves. If we're gonna make fun of other generations, say that, you know, baby boomers, you know, you buy the house for a price of a VCR, we gotta be able to make fun of ourselves as well. Okay? That's all I'm saying. At this point, you know, 30-second recipe is not the villain. The villain is ordering DoorDash for literally every meal. We'll walk it back from there. If you're using a 30-second GIF recipe, I'm happy, okay? And if you're yelling at me about the pronunciation, it's not GIF, it's GIF, who cares, okay? I'm here to tell you, as someone straddling the line of 2 generations, we gotta meet in the middle somewhere. That we can't be arguing about dumb stuff on the internet for our entire lives. You know, before we know it, we're gonna be Johnny Cash in the Hurt music video. And we gotta, you know, prioritize the important stuff in our life, like ordering slightly less delivery. Mom's coin purse. I'm excited. That's horrendous. Tears up. That's amazing. Tears. To you, that's a quick check with all disrespect. Let me say this. Really, the only thing that's very positive about this run right now is Explosivo. Explosivo is going to do good damage, especially to an enemy that has, like, no jumps or teleports. Rate of fire is pretty good as well, but, you know, you can see from the damage being done that only Explosivo tiers are the winners here. No deal, and to be honest, no deal was deserved, so we should have a 100% chance right now, though, and, you know, I wouldn't really mind, because immediately after saying we have a 100% chance, I realize we don't, because we have to take no damage en route to our first deal with the devil in 3 floors here, but with the ability to fly, that might be conceivable, and, you know, if we're going by IAA standards, we can also maximize our chances, you know, throw a bomb down there, for example. No spirit hearts, no demon hearts, but a trip to the shop would sort us out pretty nicely. Can't justify that, I'm sorry to say. Just goes to show you how valuable one tier effect can be. Explosivo is one of those items, you know, it really fits the motif. Don't it always seem to go, you don't know what you got till it's gone. Explosivo is not good if your run is good. Or it's not great if your run is great. Let's put it that way. But if your run is garbage, it can be amazing. I guess it's a little helpful if you don't just run into enemies for no reason. Well, that's not fair. It wasn't no reason. I mean, there's some detritus on the screen. I'm not sure if you noticed. It's causing me a little bit of strife here. I'm doing what I can. But we probably squandered our deal with the devil. Squandered is a strong word. I'm doing my part, okay? We can just keep landing these. Here's what I want. If you're gonna already force me into a situation, well, force me into a situation is maybe a little bit of a strong phrase for it. Yeah, great job. What I want to do then is get soy milk. Like, let's go all the way. Maximize our ridiculous... Oh, we got a speed aura. Maximize our ridiculous rate of fire. That's why I took Strange Attractor. It doesn't really change our rate of fire, but again, as far as I'm concerned, when you're in for a penny on Zane, you're in for a pound. You might as well just keep it going. Because at this point, we get, like, synergistically, exponentially more value out of a completely ridiculous run. I don't like when these guys jump, anything can happen. It's like the cover of Rolling Stone when Crisscross was popping off. When these two young gentlemen jump, anything could happen. Mike Records reporting for Rolling Stone magazine. You won't believe. One of them's named Chris, the other one peculiarly named Cross. This breath of fresh air is what the hip-hop genre has needed to bring it to a more accessible audience. We didn't take rap music seriously until two 12-year-olds in backwards clothing captured the nation's hearts and psyches in the summer of 1992. We're in just a horrible place here. I think we should try... Yeah, why not? I think we should try to do this. And, of course, immediately I just regret this decision immensely. But, land some explosivos in there. Because once we land those, he's in trouble. He's on a clock. We're really just trying to get the 36% deal with the devil chance going in our favor right now. And if we can get that, I think, who knows what's coming our way. What are you doing? We got super lucky. Okay, take the Tears upgrade, which again is very helpful. Guppy, please. Not Guppy. I think, as weird as it is, I'd rather have the Book of Belial. And I know that you're saying it's not going to affect your laser shots, and I believe you're correct. But we'll find out pretty quick. If we get any kind of homing from our laser shot once it passes through a single enemy. I got psyched out there. But even if it doesn't, our other shots will be affected. And it was a 2-cost item, so, I mean, it was half off. There was a sale, sweetie. Oh, let's go. Alright, I don't know, man. Like, we're surprisingly, like, gonna be out of here in a reasonable time frame. Our damage is 4.98 now. Maybe it was not so bad, right? Perchance. This would be a weird one to win with, though. We're one Guppy item away from no longer being able to pretend like we're in a terrible state. Stop jumping. I need to... Oh, I'm stupid. I need to bait you into one of those so you get caught by an explosion. Thank you. Preferably more than one, but... Dude, our laser damage is so bad. It's, like, comically bad. Wonder, does it... Okay. Did our straw get better? No, get out of here! I need that. Please! I don't know, dude. These... I'm starting to think that it might not have been the best idea to take Strange Attractor, one of the most volatile and terrible items in the entire game. Turns out that may be a decision that has far-reaching implications, but... If not me, then who? Okay? Degas? Degas. Oh, let's actually go. Degas times 2. Let's actually continue to go. If not me, then who? Who's gonna stand up for the strange attractors? Who's gonna stand up for the cursed eyes? Who's gonna stand up for the D100s when no one else will? Who's gonna stand up for the reroll room when you've got a 1 run? If not for me. I have an obligation to the misfit items.
2 of diamonds.
And I have an obligation to the misfit synergies. To show them off to the world, a world that has shunned them and turned them away. But no longer. Okay, when you say no longer, it becomes like a villainous speech. It was kind of uplifting for a while there. As soon as you're like, these items are bullied and we're gonna change that. It's like, and now it's like... all of a sudden you start to wonder. You got like a little Bane attachment there. Hey, you're not... okay. Very strange. I think I might just... if you don't mind, I think I'll just see you later, because that room seemed like a friggin' nightmare. Flush is just not worth much. Tell you what, I'm trying to hit you with that... oh, spilled milk. There you go. That's substantially more the same. And, oh, amnesia. That's a really good one. They're not doing me too many favors. I think we're getting into some weird, like, gravitational fields thanks to booger tears. Well, I mean, it's thanks to Strange Attractor, but I mean, thanks to booger tears sticking on an enemy's face. Let's go. Dark Bum would be 10 out of 10. 9 lives would be 10 out of 10. Ooh, okay. Help me, please. There's a lot of very, very viable deal with the devil items. We made it. Okay. Secret room? Second secret room? No. Second secret room, potentially? I think it can be down here. If not, we're... okay, second secret room. That's extremely useful. So we're... this is like the fastest bad run I've ever seen in my entire life. This is going to be very bad. This fight is extremely dangerous. Because we're never going to hit Mom with explosivo shots unless we can freeze her somehow. So what do we hit her with? Freaking... oh my god. Guppy's hairball. A rate of fire just got a lot better, but... Guppy's hairball and like the knife from the Mom transformation. Chariot, maybe? I'm not rushing because I want to do boss rush. I'm rushing because every room is pain. The more special rooms we can get to faster, the better our life is going to be. Like, if we get a deal with the devil here, with a guppy item that doesn't kill us, we're sitting pretty. Deal with the devil. That's step 1. Little invincibility. Nothing wrong with that. It's not a guppy item. In fact, it's bad, but at least we get 2 demon hearts out of it. And what do you got for me in here? Can't be done. I know. You're like, please take Tiny Planet. We will spend the... ooh, there was a tinted rock. We'll spend the rest of our natural lives trying to make that friggin' boss rush work. So, like, no, okay? You want me to go off on another juice ain't worth the squeeze tangent? Because that's what you're aiming for there. That's what you're angling for, like a avid fisherman. We have 1.69 damage. What happened? What's gone wrong? Was it the Chris? Was it? I didn't mean to insult Chris Cross. They have a, you know, a place in hip-hop history, okay? I mean, it's like, there's novelty songs in every genre. Disco Duck, The Streak. Ugh, I was hoping for red chests, or even a golden chest. I was having this conversation with Kate earlier today when we were driving. It's like, do you think they have ever played rap music inside of a grocery store. And then she brought up a great example. Can't touch this. Because we were talking about, like, if you were a musician, how would you feel if a grocery chain approached you and was like, we want to play your music in our stores? I'm sure there's a licensing service they go through instead or something like that, but, you know, so you just hear songs sometimes and you go, oh, I'm going to hear that in a Costco 3 years from now. It's just, like, inoffensive, and I don't mean this insulting, because it's not bad songs necessarily, but, you know, the one that's like, baby, oh, I went down to the riptide, water away from the dark side. You know the one I'm talking about. That's a grocery store song. As soon as I heard it, I thought, I'm going to be hearing that in the Great Canadian Superstore for the rest of my natural life. So, I don't know, would you be offended? Flattered? It's probably a modest payday, or like a very, very mild payday. I don't think I've ever heard a grocery store play a rap song that wasn't Goofy rap. I'm not talking about, is there a Goofy rap, like from the Goofy movie? I'm talking about Can't Touch This, Crisscross Will Make You Jump Jump, anything by CNC Music Factory, Ice Ice Baby, Uncle Cracker doesn't count. Follow me. Just saying it's an underrepresented genre. So what's messed up about this situation is that, like, I really don't deserve a deal with the devil, like, probabilistically speaking. I think I kind of deserve one on merit for putting up with this run. But probabilistically speaking, that doesn't really matter, unfortunately. All these guys are gonna be directed over to my side. Please just explode and be dead. That wasn't that bad, actually. Oh my lord. Okay, so all of this is, like, still untakeable. But if you'll bear with me, as ridiculous as that looks, I think we have to stick with the straw as well. There's another Tinted Rock, you fool! You absolute ignoramus! But anyway. This is why, well, I mean, we just got really lucky there, but this is why we're sticking with the straw, is that it gives us the opportunity to generate some spirit hearts. So, I took a theme because if we get hit, I want to be able to, you know, generate something off of the hit. So a little bit of a late spawn, but I'll let you have it. See, this is what I mean, that half spirit heart. You never know what long-term impact of that's gonna be. Right now, it's put us exactly 0 hits further away from death, so that's good. Well, unfortunately, like... Please. Unfortunately, on this one, I really have nobody to blame but myself if things go terribly wrong. Where are you? Thank you. Because missing those 2 Tinted Rocks, you never know. Maybe you get Small Rock out of 1. That's not implausible. Maybe you get Guppy's Head out of 1. You know, you can get a golden chest into a Guppy's Head. I would describe that as a little bit more of an unlikely circumstance, but certainly the kind of thing that could still take place, not beyond the realm of possibility. Maybe you just get 3 or 4 Spirit Hearts total. That's also very good. So we can't really... Oh, Axe Superior. Oh my god. So we're now Guppy, and... life is beautiful. Oh, and Mom's Knife. Okay, well, it's sort of like puts a bit of a damper on the whole Guppy situation. But it is great damage in and of itself. I don't know, though. This run's still a little shaky. Now, please, God, look for Tinted Rocks. This is the... You undermine the joke of NL, you missed a Tinted Rock, when missing Tinted Rocks actually has the potential to have impact like this. So, I really have a sincere obligation to win this run now, if only for my own long-term mental health. It's actually, like, probably the worst Mom's Knife I can remember ever getting. And it's still decent, because Mom's Knife is decent in all circumstances, but it ruined Booger Tears, and it ruined Explosivo, which was actually, like, doing things for us. I would have, and it's also, of course, going to hobble our fly generation, Why don't y'all fade away? Talking about fly generation. Just because undermine the mulligan rate. Talking about fly generation. I don't have any other. It's kind of a hard song to ad-lib over, you know? Well, the occasional fly. It's fly generation. I still like it. I'm attached to it, okay? I mean, you can tell just from looking at this one. It's not the strongest run you've ever seen. Even with Mom's knife. I'm not gonna go to the hush fight. Oh no, you're probably waiting with bated breath. Is NL gonna go to the hush fight? Is NL gonna go to the hush fight? Answer to your question is no. NL is not gonna go to the hush fight. I actually think we have a pretty realistic chance to die right here. Really? Oh my god. Please give me this. Please! Why do you run away from me? Sorry, let me... Why are you running? There you go. Give you a little meme love. Okay, come this way. Thank you. Oh, you are very fast with the strange attractor on your side. No, shouldn't have made it. Risky. Hierophant, please. High Priestess. You walked into him! We lived. Now, it's pretty bad performance on my end. I'll give you that. But at least we're alive. And hey, I never apologize, okay, for taking advantage of Guppy's collar. Rarely do I ever roll a dice on it on purpose, except we're, you know, feeling a little zany already. But, you know, Guppy's collar has a purpose. It doesn't exist merely to enable Guppy. So 50% of the time it's gonna work for you. I don't feel bad about it. Now, of course, I wish that... Really, I wish I hadn't taken Strange Attractor. And if we're being a little bit more long-term, I wish I hadn't taken Technology too. That's prone to happen. But I owed you Technology too. In my own twisted headcanon, I owed you Technology too. And I owed it to you because of my capitulation on a run. Wow! That we just should not have lost. And that's what this one has in common with it. I don't know, this one was like... It was cursed from the get-go. But of our own volition, perhaps, as well. Hey, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. I also had a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. Although I can't imagine why you would after that performance. Either way, though, I'll see you next time for a Slump Buster.